Boring corporate holiday parties, and they chose you to pick the entertainment. I can help with a secret party hack. Who am I? Just real quick to validate as to why you might want to hear from me. I've been in the entertainment industry for almost 25 years, a private party entertainment experience with over 1,000 events to my credit that I've personally worked as the entertainment. Number two, I've been involved in the music side as a DJ and specialized entertainment experience hosting events from 20 to 2,500 people. Now, do I really need another third piece for credibility? Here's just some of the companies that I've done work with over the years. You might know some of those logos. Number one, first tip for you, don't go long. The only reason many holiday parties go beyond 3 hours is because the facility or the venue themselves, they sell it in chunks of time. Like, yeah, we can do 5 hours or 6 hours for you on Saturday night or Friday night. Once they give up that evening, they can't schedule another group after you. So they figure, why not just give them 5 or 6 hours? Because certainly in Michigan, anyhow, people are accustomed to that. So the answer as to why they seem to go on and on and on, and this is the same with weddings, by the way, in Michigan. They're all 6 hours. Around the rest of the country, they're mostly not. They're 3 to 4 hours is about the norm. So the answer, though, is just follow the money. That's why they figure if this hall is offering 6 hours and this country club's offering 6 hours, well, we better offer it too. Now, just because they offer it doesn't mean it's good for you or that you should take it. I can assure you that. Number two, music for dancing. Here's some honesty for you. We all know this, right? At a company party, a holiday party, no one really wants to embarrass themselves and get out and dance. I mean, a few people will sometimes. They wonder, what will the boss think? A lot of times their significant other isn't even there, not even in the room. Another thoughts on their mind is, I barely know these people outside of work. I'm not that comfortable dancing. Or maybe they just happen to have just met them here in the last 6 months to a year. Another one, I'd rather just get a gift card and save the money than come to this party that they spend thousands of dollars on. Ugh. Why do they even bother with these parties? Another thought on the mind of the people at these parties. And also, it's not even my kind of music, right? So you have a wide range of groups from, young, 20-somethings up to people in their 60s and 70s and beyond sometimes. And at corporate parties, that can be kind of clunky. Usually it's not, as far as hitting the genres. You can do a lot of different genres, but at the end of the day, it still goes back to number one up there. No one wants to embarrass themselves. It's so true. Or they're just not that comfortable, dancing with the people they work with. So again, here's the two things we talked about. Don't go long. I see people try to make these parties. My brother, in fact, went to his corporate party last week, and he said, Dan, it's 4 hours. He rents out this restaurant banquet room, pretty nice restaurant, but it went for 4 hours. And he said there's like 35 people in the room, a small, holiday corporate function. And he said we're kind of like stuck staring at each other. We do like a white elephant. Well, that eats up a good 30 minutes or whatever. But he said this is 3.5 to 4 hours of like one-on-one. He says it's just too much, man. Why couldn't it just be short, like 2 hours, 2.5, and just be out of there? And you know what? Music's a long shot. Again, I've done over 1,000 events. I've done hundreds and hundreds of corporate events as a DJ. And circumstances can change that. Like if I'm out on a yacht on a beautiful summer evening or something, yeah, I can get people up and dancing. But Christmas and holiday parties, getting them up and dancing, yes, sometimes. In fact, I can do the same party, the same corporate for 10 years in a row. I've done that, by the way. And one year they'll dance, the next year nobody will dance. It's a long shot, a big long shot. So I've got some ideas for you. Number one, you could rent a private party room at a bowling alley, or not even rent a private party room in a bowling alley. Just reserve a couple of lanes, have the boss reserve a couple of lanes, and offer food and a couple drinks. Small talk's a lot easier at that point in time. There's something to do, like the bowling sort of takes you can break away from, oh, hey man, that's my set, that's my turn to go. Easy entrance and exit. People aren't stuck like in a little room where it's obvious when they leave. Nobody's forced to participate in the bowling if they don't want to, whether they're physically unable to or whatever. They're not expected to be amazing. Most people are not known to be amazing bowlers. So if you're not that great at it, big deal. Who cares? The other guy probably isn't either, or another girl. You can stay late or leave early if they choose. So if people want to have a party after the party, that's cool too. They can stay. There's nobody rushing them out of there. Or you could have a game show. That's something that I offer. Do a 30-minute to 1 hour cocktail period, followed with maybe a strolling dinner and some background music, or better yet, forget the dinner altogether and just have a 1 hour cocktail, drinks, and apps. Do heavy apps. I mean, people love that. They a lot of times I think they get sick of sitting down and having filet or chicken and potato or whatever. I mean, like they can do that at home, but the appetizers, that's something different. That's fun. Number two, follow that with a game show that lasts from 45 to 60 minutes. Family Feud style, Jeopardy style, Extreme Bingo, or the mashup show that I call Nutso, which even includes pieces like, if you want, American Idol, where you actually can have people singing or not. They can choose from categories where it might be Truth or Dare. It always depends on the crowd, by the way. We can keep it super, super PG or go PG-13, whatever. Doesn't matter. Just to have a good time. And that's a big deal, too, by the way, is having a host that knows how to keep things under wraps, to contain them so they don't get too crazy or too wacky. If that's what you want. Sometimes, hey, the boss doesn't care and people are just there going nuts, having a good time. And then number three, you've got a nice, easy, bite-sized event when you go like to a couple hours, maybe 2, 3 tops, with a fast-moving and structured activity. You've given them something in common to engage with and talk about. The game show itself. So just a little bit about the game shows. Here I am doing a big event for the Red Wings. I've been a regular game show guy for the Red Wings now for 10 years running. We did one here called Fan Feud. We had the red team versus the white team. Can't really see it, but just to the left of the one of that picture there, there's the, or actually to the right of it, I should say, behind me, I'm the guy standing there in the jeans and the jersey. There's a board, a whole survey board up there. So, survey says popcorn. You can see it on that one. Anyway, long story short, it runs very much like Family Feud does. I can't use the name Family Feud. They have the rights to that. I don't. But we can call it whatever you want. We always come up with some creative names. Then over here to the right, I'm doing a Jeopardy with a Chrysler. And that was at an auto show event that I did. And those podiums, I've actually got slightly different podiums now where I can actually have 4 people playing at a time. Or actually up to 8. I can put 2, 2, 2, and 2 behind the podiums, but actually 4 different number boards there. So they play very much like the actual game does. You have the captain's face-off in the middle on Family Feud style, and then on the Jeopardy, we have a board that people can actually read. They can pick a category and go from there. In the case of this auto show event, we didn't use a board because, frankly, logistically, it was too difficult. Then I've got another one. This is really cool. Just kind of brought this in. It's called Extreme Bingo. Audio, video, pictures, and trivia. So instead of saying '07 and somebody, or '06 and somebody picks a square, up pops a picture of Mick Jagger, and they look real quick on their thing, and they go, bam, they mark it off, Mick Jagger. So that's how that one works. Or they hear a tune, Journey, Don't Stop Believin', and they look on their card to see if they have that while they're singing it, by the way, and then they mark that off. And then we can also do general trivia on those squares. So Extreme Bingo is a really cool thing. People generally get the gist of all these because they've seen them on television. So ladies and gentlemen, I leave you with this. Check out my website, GameShowGuy.com. You're basically going to be led to call me anyway. My number's 248-648-1669. 248-648-1669. My name is Dan Nichols. I am the Game Show Guy at GameShowGuy.com. I have done events now for over 20 plus years here, all over the country. I'm actually Detroit area based, but I can travel all over the country. Hope to hear from you soon. Thanks so much.